Welcome in, race fans, to the season opener of the West Coast Sim Racing Multi-Class League. Here, my name's Sean Stam. Welcome into Stam Studio Network. We're coming at you live for a 40-minute showdown featuring some GT3s, some GT4s, as well as, quite frankly, just some really, really nice racing between these drivers. There is no better way to kick things off than under the rising sun with some of these best sim racers of this West Coast Sim Racing League. This series brings two classes onto the same track, GT3 versus GT4. Two races happening at once, and it will be very, very exciting to watch this action unfold here tonight. Cutting it live down to trackside coverage here. Before we get started off, of course, I'd like to thank the sponsors and affiliates who all make this happen, as well as every single one of you joining in here tonight on Stam Studio Network. I greatly appreciate it. Talking Con Coaching as well, Cotton Bowl Speedway, Race to Stop Suicide, and of course the league that we are broadcasting here tonight, West Coast Sim Racing. Those of you that are live here in YouTube land, don't hesitate to let me know once these cars get rolling. If my voice is a little bit too quiet or too loud compared to these cars, I want to be sure that I bring you the best broadcast possible. Speaking of best broadcast possible, we already have our cars gridding up here. We'll take a look at our starting grid. How about it? Benjamin Forehand slapped it on the pole. 2,500 I rating going to work there. Josh Hunter's going to be right there beside him. How about Steve 70, other known as Franz Furman, I do believe, here tonight. Little Max Verstappen there. Thiago P. De Lima, John Ebersol, Ali Ixay, Daniel Higgins, Dalton Hall, Daniel Parmalee, Cody Crabtree, Adrian Gutierrez rounding out that GT3 field. Nico Colby there, going to slap it on pole in the GT4 class. Going to have Jake Steckler starting right there beside him. Ethan Holland, Amethyst Reese, Stone Colby, Warren Johnson, Joe Rainey, Brandon Birch, Brian Cow, Lewis Holloway, Steven Shakespeare, and Andreas Profana, rounding out our 23 driver grid here tonight. Once again, I appreciate every single one of you. This is going to be a blast, and 15 minutes down in this race, or once we get to that 15-minute mark, we will have that competition caution. It's going to slow and woe these drivers all back down, going to bunch the field back up, allow for some wave arounds as well. We'll do a check live on the old YouTube land real quick before we get started. As, hey, make sure you got your drinks, you got your popcorn out. Slater Colby saying I'm here, Melina as well as in chat. Welcome to you both. I can't wait to get this kicked off here tonight. Slater, unfortunately, he's here with us but not out on track. We got Stone Colby and Nico Colby running in that GT4 class. Here we are hopping on board with actually two Ford Mustangs on the front row. Benjamin Forehand, Josh Hunter, as we round, I believe, turn 11, come to our start-finish line. There we have it. That's pace car going to dive to the safety of pit lane. Here we go, the season opener. You can't get much better than this. West Coast Sim Racing, this league, this season is now official. Green flag is waving, and the field is in Benjamin Forehand's hands here. Little bit late start. Here we go. Now we're going to fan out. Look at this, already 2 and 3 wide. Keep it slow and woe down here in this first chicane. This is going to get tight here. Who gives way just a little bit early? We're still moving and grooving somehow. Oh, here we go into the tight zone. We're going to keep it somehow. Still side by side. We'll single file it out. First, second, third. No on Ali Ixay. No. Ali Ixay is going to go around that number 19. GT3, as here you see the GT4 class start. It was pretty cordial back here. We're starting to look side by side. Joe Rainey, that Rainey Holmes Racing, has Stone Colby on his rear bumper, as we'll stick with this lead here just for a few moments time. Looks like Ali Ixay right now the only driver to go off track until Dalton Hall right here. Dalton Hall will get that Porsche GT3 back and rolling number 11, as quite a few drivers are running off the track here. Back to our race lead, up with Thiago P. De Lima and Steve 70. These two drivers, first, second, since actually Thiago P. De Lima gaining 3 spots since that drop of the green flag. Here comes some more racing action here. Look out, John Ebersol. Here comes Daniel Higgins. Josh Hunter is in this battle as well as we head into the left-hander. Let me know who your race pick is to win tonight's Thiago P. de Lima. Already up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag, but he does have that Panda Spec Motorsport driver, Steve 70. Benjamin Forehand's already 1.3 seconds back. These two drivers are looking at pulling away here early on. Some really nice battles in the GT4 class as well. Here's Nico Colby as well as Jake Steckler. These drivers will go side by side, somehow get it sorted out there through the turn 11. That's a long right-hander. There you see the oval portion of the track. Unfortunately, not running any oval tonight. We're going to come across the line. Complete lap 2 in the GT4 class. Nico Colby still leading it. Jake Steckler P2, Ethan Hollins P3. Not for long here, boys. Slow and whoa this puppy down. Going to get side by side between Jake Steckler and Nico Colby. That's Nico on the inside there. That Heart of Racing Aston Martin. Door quarter clear, going to retain that spot. Real quick, back into another battle up in the GT3 class. Oh, Josh Hunter, no! Down and across the racing line he'll go. Oh, he has to stop on the brake pedal to make sure he doesn't go across the racing line. He will keep it all underneath him here. No damage to that Mustang GT3, but he will lose P2 or P3 where he was running, all the way dropping down to, that would be P10 right here. We'll take a replay. Hop on board with Josh Hunter here. I wonder if he just bottomed this Ford Mustang out or what happened here. This replay brought to you by Stam Studio Network. Here's Josh Hunter. He was, oh, this is actually more than P3, showing P4 here. Yeah, just tries to ask a little bit too much of that GT3. He does thankfully hold those brakes, and that could have been a huge incident going through the, I believe that was the chicane there. So it is unfortunate for Josh, but if you're just now joining us here tonight on Stam Studio Network as Steve 70 takes the lead in that number 14 McLaren, the battle for P2 is starting to heat up. 15 minutes into this race, we will have a caution thrown. It will bunch all of these drivers right back up. How about this move? A little bit of weaving, a little bit of jiving for, I believe that was Thiago P. de Lima on Benjamin Forehand. He's going to look down the inside in turn 1. This is going to get tight and through the chicane here, still side by side between these two drivers. Ferrari versus Ford. How many times have we seen this throughout history? Still looking side by side throughout the chicane. I don't know how these drivers are making it work. Somehow, though, Thiago P. de Lima makes that pass on the more aggressive racing line. Don't call him out just of this spot here just yet. Benjamin Forehand tries to get it back. He's going to have to concede it for now. About another Panda Spec Motorsport driver, Dalton Hall, number 94. There you see the Panda, that profile picture there. Dalton is up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag here tonight, and I mean, overall just a really nice start. He avoided that pretty much one incident that was on earlier in the race. Here comes some nice GT4 battling once again. This is Warren Johnson, league owner tonight. He is, let's see here, 6th in class right now, holding off Amethyst Reese, but for how long? What a move for Amethyst Reese. Warren just possibly given a point by there for the number 37 as she takes P6 away from Warren Johnson. Here comes Andres Profana. That's very vibrant red BMW GT4 there, and if we get a closer look, I do believe that is a Stam Studio Network livery here. Yes, there you see it, Cars number 95 Rusties, that very, very vibrant back license plate vinyl sticker there. We also have quite a few of those available here in real life. If you're looking for any of those vinyl stickers, whether put on your race car, put on the old toolbox there, let me know. I'll be sending some your way. And while we're looking at this close look at Mr. Profana, his left front is completely destroyed, at least in terms of aerodynamic-wise, as Steven Shakespeare goes off the track here in the background. I wonder if this happened from Dalton Hall here, or because these two incidents were at the same time here. Dalton Hall just runs a little bit wide here out of turn 11. Here we'll hop on board and see what happens with Steven here. I don't think this was turn 11. No, this is the chicane, turn 1. That number 94, or excuse me, kind of our trouble corner here. Excuse me, that was Dalton Hall once again. Steven Shakespeare, his incident. We'll take one more look at it here. Oh, actually, before we do that, here is a quick incident. This just happened here into our trouble corner. This is what I'm talking about. The chicane turned 1 and 2. This Rainy Homes Racing has an incident. Oh, no, that was hard contact with the vehicle buyers.com. Is that Stone, Colby? No Stones in the X. We'll have to see. We'll hop on board with Joe Rainey again and see what this driver saw to the rear view mirror. What a send gone wrong here for this vehicle buyer's Apex Motor Club GT4. I mean, look at this. Oh, well, Joe, a little bit of a checkup there, and I do believe that was Stone there, although it's not showing it as his paint scheme. Apologies here, I'm not able to get this down. Yeah, Stone is in the orange and black McLaren there. All right, we'll get back to racing action as I'm trying to break that one down. You see on the left side of your screen, we are about halfway through this stint until that competition caution flies, where we're looking at a 1.5 second gap from Steve to Thiago Pigolino, as well as here's a matter of fact, a 1/10 of a second gap here between John Ebersol. Daniel Higgins is going to look down the inside. He's got the spots here for just a little bit. Oh, barely clear. Matter of fact, John Ebersol gives the point by there. I don't blame him. It is very, very tight heading into that chicane turn 1. Speaking of Stone, I didn't mean to throw him under the bus there as we start to have so many vehiclebuyers.com paint schemes here. They all start to blend in. I know he's not running one here tonight, but Stone is right on that back bumper of Nico Colby for the battle of P2 in the GT4 class. Jake Steckler takes over that lead by 1.1 seconds. Check in on all live YouTube land. Jordan Dopke, Slater Colby. Got to give them a chance. Jordan. Really, Slater? Oh, I love that here going on live and at YouTube land. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Nico and Stone are having themselves a really nice run. Speaking of these drivers. Oh, no driver cams here tonight. Okay, well, that was... all right, we'll get back live to the action. Cody Crabtree is having himself a nice run, number 32 OF machine. It's gained 1 spot since that drop of the green. We'll get back to that battle between Daniel Higgins and John Ebersol. This is getting tight between some lap traffic here. GT4 driver Andreas Profana, he will go down a lap here, but remember, all of these drivers will be way back around under this caution. Just a couple minutes time. We're still going to look side by side. This is our the turn 11 heading into the trouble corner here. Once again, not wanting to be side by side. We'll see who lifts here coming down the front stretch. Battling has ensued just about since the drop of the green flag. I mean, who do you have here? Is it going to be Daniel Higgins this time? Opposite of the line he ran last time. He's going to take the spot right back. Daniel Higgins will be P4. John Ebersol still not able to solidify that spot and make the pass happen. How about Dalton Hall right behind these two drivers? He's got his popcorn bucket. He's got his chips, his drink in hand as he is pretty much been a front row seat of this battle ensuing up and front. Here we go once again between two GT4s. Nico Colby, Stone Colby for the battle between P2 in class. I thought that we would see some teamwork try and make the dream work happen here, but Nico and Stone not opting for it. Nico's going to get side by side between Jake Steckler for the race lead here in the GT4 class. Stone's got a front row view of it. Look at this, no contact between these two drivers. This is what you come to expect at this point between the West Coast Sim Racing League and each and every single one of these drivers. These drivers putting on a show for us here tonight. Can't get much better. Stam Studio Network, West Coast Sim Racing League. If you're liking what you see, come join us. Monday nights are Toyota GR86. Thursday nights belong to that's MultiClass League. Most of the time GT3 versus GT4, just like tonight. However, some nights we do have GR86 versus MX5. Be sure that you join us for those races on the schedule as well. Jake Steckler continuing to play some massive defense over Stone Colby right now, but he does lose that spot to Nico for that overall race. The class lead in GT4. Steve 70, our P2 driver right now, Panda Spec Motorsports. He'll take it down and into the pits. I believe this should be a strategy call as this competition caution. Remember, it is flying here in just a few moments' time. I don't think that these drivers had enough fuel to make it to the end, or possibly they just put in that setup that didn't have enough fuel to make it Around pit lane they come. Thiago P. de Lima will cycle out to the lead for the time being. He should have a couple more chances if he does want to make that strategy call work. And here we see another Ford Mustang having trouble. This is in turns 4 and 5, I believe we're making our way up to here. They're really hard to handle. I mean, goodness, the Ford Mustang is such a heavy GT3. It's hard to handle everywhere, but it seems like these slower corners is really testing these drivers' skill and ability to get the car turned. And even in the old Apex Motor Club MX5 League, the sim racing league that happens on Wednesday nights, it's so hard even to get a light horsepower, light car to turn. Can't imagine, believe me, from experience, trying to handle one of these Ford Mustangs around here. It's surprising that they did both qualify, lock out that front row starting grid, but right now, Josh Hunter, he falls back to P6, -4 spots where he started. Benjamin Foran, that other Ford Mustang, is falling back to P2, -1 spot where he started. God, listen to that. Speaking of listen to it here, before our caution flag flies, enjoy a little quick Crank It Up brought to you by one of the best tracks here. I think the best dirt track here in South Texas, Cotton Bowl Speedway. Crank this puppy up. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Oh, we got some more cars entering pit lane here. Sorry if I just deafened anybody on this Crank It Up. Thought I'd call this out here. Thiago P. de Lima, Benjamin Foran, Thiago, John Ebersol, Dalton. Here we go. Now you can enjoy this Crank It Up. Got about a minute and a half of it.
Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome up here into the broadcast booth. Oh. Hey, Darren, you got your copy, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Darren, appreciate you joining us up here in the booth. Man, this caution's about to fly. You're not on the racetrack with us here tonight. Where are you, man?
Yeah, I had to work a little bit late, so now I'm sitting down, joining you, listening to the race, watching the race.
Oh, man, what do you think so far? I think it's been a blast, this multi-class action here.
Yeah, no, the 3 and the 4 classes, there's already some action. You're not even to the yellow yet. Some guys are pitting, so I'm sure it'll get real interesting when you get to the competition yellow.
Hey, man, Darren, right on time there, man. It's going to fly right as we speak. And, I mean, you kind of raced under these competition caution conditions before. What is it like just getting the pack here all synced back up, and I mean, especially the restart afterwards?
Yeah, no, it's awesome because if you fall back or you have a mistake or something happens, it lets everybody join back up and, you know, get you back in the race. And, you know, the second half of the race after the yellow, it's game on again, and it lets everybody get a competitive chance, you know, twice. So, you know, like a regular race, you know, you're always going to have cautions and, you know, everybody gets to move back up. So on the sim side of it, no, I think it's great.
Man, I am right there with you. I know that I boast about the clean racing here in the West Coast Sim Racing League, as well as you guys down there in Apex. But, I mean, my goodness, the restarts, they do get pretty wild. And does the track affect these tires under yellow? Do the pressures cool all back down? Do the temps cool back down?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, well, this one, I think everybody did probably pit. correct, for fuel and tires.
Yeah, right.
So in the Mazdas, yeah, your tires are, they're pretty much, they're getting pretty close to, worn out halfway through. You're starting to feel it. I think that, when we go to comp yellow, the tires cool down a little bit, and when you go back to it, you get a little bit of traction, but then they just fade pretty quick there towards the end.
Real quick, Darren, I mean, I would love to have you for the rest of the race. I will share you my broadcast screen here on Discord, so you can kind of see exactly what I'm seeing here, so you're caught up live. A little bit easier to commentate that way, I would imagine. But man,
yeah, no, if you want me in here.
No, I'm of course, man. I'd love to have you. I was just about to get into. It's been so fun to kind of race with you side by side here. Now that we're starting to do some more hosted and practice sessions, and man, you showed the pace there last night out at Laguna Seca. What was it like behind the wheel of that ripping on rails MX-5, man?
Yeah, no, I love that track, and I was working out. We kind of faded back there until we went cop yellow, and then we got back into it. Stone and Slater, and they were a little mad at me today at work because I had to bump them out of the way, and stuff happens, right?
It's racing, right? No, that was
racing. So
I won't spoil the finish for anybody who hasn't seen it, but maybe wait till after this race, I guess. But check out that finish from the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing League. It's that broadcast last night, and no, I know you referred to it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and with the hammered dad. In all seriousness, though, Darren, that was so cool. And man, how are you feeling there? I know you're south there below the border, kind of below the weather, or feeling under the weather. You all back here to it now?
Yeah, no, we got back. Before I got back, I was good. The last couple of days, unfortunately, 6 or 7 people that came back and they got sick here, so they're mending now. So, but yeah, it was a great time. Slater got married. The whole family was down there. There was 80, 90 people that came to the wedding. No, it was a good time. So congratulations to Slater and his new wife Jen. And yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's I know NASCAR was just down there in Mexico City, and there were a few drivers that kind of fell under the same thing there. Just you try to avoid the old the tap water or whatever it might be, and I don't know. It's just I guess there's something that happens there for quite a few people that travel there. I don't know.
Yeah. So everybody pitted. It looks like Daniel's in first and Tiago's in fifth. So Daniel hasn't pitted yet, correct?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually showing Daniel Higgins and Parmalee both out here. I'm going to try to shorten this caution one moment here. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It's so hard directing, commentating, producing, and now race control at the same time. It's pretty crazy.
Well, you do a great job.
Well, shoot, thanks. There we go. All right, that's as best as I can do. I think I just got this working here. Well, Darren, are you going to do any more racing here tonight, or are you kind of beat after work? I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to hang out and watch, and hopefully see one of those Colby boys, get together with a W. And Tiago, I think he's going to come on real strong when he comes out of the pit. He looks like he's moving up now. So yeah, this is going to be a great race on the second half.
Man, I know that we were just talking about it. Daniel Higgins will make his way down and into pit lane. Here comes all the GT4s as well. Trying to get a bit better look. Here we go. So yeah, looks like the Colbsters made it in, as well as the GT3 that was leading car of Daniel Higgins. I'm right there with you, Darren. It's going to be interesting to see Thiago P. de Lima on this restart. He'll start fourth back in the package. I also wonder if these will be single file like it was last night, or if we'll double these drivers right back up.
Yeah, I think single file works out, I believe, better.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind going 2 by 2 with the Mazdas, but even when we do it single file, I think it works better. It's a little more controllable into that first turn.
Well, if you did make it out here to the track tonight, Darren, what class, what car would you be in?
I'd be in the 4 with the Colby tribe.
There you go. little side by side with them. I know Warren was talking about earlier in the week. He was scared about how many GT4s versus 3s we'd have. Looks like it balanced out pretty okay.
Yeah, no, you're getting a great bunch of guys in here running. You're getting, quite a few racers, which is awesome.
So, okay, I hate I'm just hounding you with questions, but now I get the chance to, that we're not behind the wheel and trying to catch each other out on track. Which of these, if you had to choose just a couple drivers here I know that you've raced with real life side by side. I think Joe Rainey's one of them. Who's possibly one to watch here the second half of this race?
Well, Joe had a little incident there before the caution and got bumped out. I think Stone kind of tapped into him in the corner. So now it looks like he's up in the 5th position. So he's definitely going to be a contender. So yeah, now that, they're bunched back up again. And yeah, Joe's definitely going to be a contender. Looks like Nico's in 4th. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We just had a wreck under caution here.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what.
This is looking like one of our practice races here, Darren. What is going on? Nico Colby involved.
Yes, he was.
Warren is on the phone with me here now as we speak. Warren, is everything all good as far as going green after this, or do I need to shorten it one more time?
Yeah, it looks like we lost about 3 or 4 racers there.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Okay, I got you. Okay, so I'm going to get back to it here, Warren. But yeah, here's a replay of it, Darren. I'm sorry, I was trying to do, again, 3 things at once here. And once again, yeah, we mess around like this in the hosted practice sessions, but this was no messing around here. Nico Colby caught up in it. So is Ethan Holland, Steven Shakespeare under yellow.
Yeah, I lost 3 cars in that little incident. I watched it. I didn't see what happened, though.
Okay, here's Nico Colby. Take a look at the top side of your screen here as we slow things down. And yeah, we're going to leave pits open one more time for these drivers to... Oh, Joe Rainey just Mach 2 into the back of the old Nico. Oh, and we're still not done. Holy moly.
Yes.
Good grief.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up with those guys and see what happened there. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Take a look at Joe.
Yeah, he went right in.
It's quite a big checkup here, but oh, man. Alrighty, well, I know that you got a word of your own there when Nico does something fun in the hosted races. But he wasn't even the cause of that one, just on the wrong end of it. So we'll get these drivers double file and one more caution flag to go before we get green flag racing.
Well, it looks like they'll be able to get into the pits and hopefully catch up with the crowd here.
Yeah,
because a few of them got damaged pretty good.
Yeah. Coming back to the back of the pack here. Okay, well that was Darren, that was quite
interesting.
eventful, man. Yeah, holy moly. With only 15 minutes left to go in the race here, you see these drivers warming their tires back up. One more long pace lap to go, but right now, before the race restarts, as a driver here, especially many times as you race with these guys here, Darren, what's going through your mind here before the green flag drops?
You're getting seated up trying to figure out, what angle you're going to go into that first turn, set yourself up for the second turn, hopefully get a couple guys and everybody gets through clean.
Hopefully so, man. This is going to be wild here. Remember, we got 2 different classes, that GT3 and GT4 class. Last race, Josh Hunter took P1, Steven 70, and Thiago P. de Lima second, third. In the GT4 class, Amethyst Reese, Brandon Birch, and Steven Shakespeare. These drivers are, we're starting to see the cream rise to the top. More than halfway to go in this race, and can't wait till this restarts. I'm glad that I have Darren up here in the booth with me here tonight, because it's going to get pretty wild pretty quick.
Yeah, Amethyst is sitting good, in third there. So, yeah, Nico, and then Joe Rainey, he hasn't made it back out yet, it looks like.
Let's see here. Oh, they're just backing up the pack. Okay, I really like this here.
There's Joe. There.
Oh, okay, they're making their way around a car here. Yep, there's Joe. You are right. Good call there, Darren. He's sixth in that GT4 class. He's not completely out of it just yet.
No, he's definitely, now that he's back caught with the pack, he'll be definitely a contender.
Okay, I'm showing the pace car lights are out, so I'm really hoping here from behind the scenes point of view, if I did everything right on race control, that pace car should dive into the safety of pit lane. Where should we watch here on this restart? Is it going to be about 3-4 rows back, or is it something that'll be on the front row? Thiago P. de Lima, we know how he likes to respectfully send it in there, make it 3, 4, 5 wide.
Yeah, Thiago is going to definitely, he's going to get himself wedged in there pretty quick. Without a doubt. Great racer.
Yeah, he knows how to take advantage of every little thing here, and yep, pace car is off through the restart zone we come, and remember, it's a little bit later here until we are on the gas. This time it will be Daniel Parmalee, Steve 70 up here on the front row. This is going to get good here, Darren.
Oh, here goes Thiago. He's already set himself up.
Right there on that back bumper. This is into our tough chicane. We're going to head side by side, first, second, maybe even 3 rows back. Oh, hard braking on the inside line.
Thiago set up on the inside to come out in the 2 spot.
What do you know it? Thiago P. de Lima setting it all up to make it all happen. Makes his way up 1 spot up to P2 here tonight. As the GT4 battle starts to ensue. Looks like Jake Steckler is still up out in the lead. Amethyst Reese finds her way up and around Nico Colby for that P2 spot. Nico is right on that back bumper though as we make our way down the fast left-hander into another right-hander.
It looks like Amethyst and Nico got by Stone in that first couple turns.
Real quick, that's a great call there, Darren, as things start to single file out here. Let's take another look at how this happened for Nico and Amethyst to get around Stone on this restart. I know we saw the GT3 class. Here's the GT4 class start here. Holy 4 wide. This is, I don't know how we're still all rolling.
That was a great launch. Yeah, these guys are, they're definitely tightened up, but they made it through here clean. But the next 2 turns, it's going to get tight.
Keep an eye on that orange and black machine, middle of that pack there. That's Stone Colby. This is going to get tight into the chicane here. Stone around the outside. And yeah, I mean, that's Nico and Amethyst just making it, like you said there, Darren, a great launch on that restart.
Yeah, that was awesome.
As the sun starts to come out here, track temperature is beginning to warm up. These pressures and temps in the tires beginning to warm up as well after this restart. We'll look side by side once again here heading into turn 1. This could be a 3-car battle. Matter of fact, call it 3-car battle. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Dalton Hall, Daniel Parmalee, Benjamin Forehands are all going at it.
Yeah, Mustang has a lot of power, but it seems to lose a little bit in the tighter corners.
I'm saying, man, Darren, I don't know if you've ever tried to whip that thing around here in the sim, but it is a handful, man.
Without a doubt.
All righty, Stone Colby, we were just talking about him, Amethyst Reese and Nico Colby getting around him on that restart. Matter of fact, Jake Steckler still out here in the lead in GT4, and as we check back in live on YouTube land chat, Slater Colby, if you're still hanging out with us, he was saying Nico involved. No way there. And he makes his way back and around Stone, but Stone is starting to deal with some Ethan Holland action here. This is 1,700 I rating going up against 2,000 as Ethan Holland not able to make that pass work there on Stone. Oh, holy save there.
Without a doubt.
Darren, I don't know if you can try to put in words, but he had that thing yawed out, and with as much gravel is starting to come and accumulate on the track, if you can, try to tell these listeners here at home, once again, another great save, what it's like once you run over some gravel, if it is there on the racetrack.
Sometimes you're just hoping the car doesn't slide out on you. You know, you get the gravel and the debris in front of you, and you just got to go in, you know, hoping that the car doesn't move on you.
Goodness, and I mean that newer the flag that iRacing introduced, what is it, the yellow and orange striped flag. It'll let you know if there's some debris up in the corner ahead, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do. It got wild at Laguna. It started to look like snow on the track as we look once again 3 wide into turn 1.
Yeah, these guys got a great drag race always going into turn 1.
Oh!
This is awesome. Uh-oh,
The
no.
Darren Tater curse here. No, I think that's John Ebersol involved. It is. Dalton Hall gets around it. Cody Crabtree gets around it. John Ebersol gets the worst of it.
Yeah, it looked like Daniel was in there as well.
I think you are right there, Darren. Great call. You man got eyes like a hawk up here in the booth. Here we go. Here's a replay of it here. We'll slow it down. It's, oh, man, contact.
That was a little Mustang push.
We know these Mustangs like to side draft here in old NASCAR world. That was a little bump, a little bit of a run. Once again, unfortunate for John Ebersol. He'll get the worst of it as we go back and out to the battle for P2 in the GT4 class. Amethyst Reese still has it over Nico Colby, but the gap is shrinking. Stone is shown 1.2 seconds back from this battle.
Yeah, Jake Steckler's starting to get himself a little bit of breathing room there. 0.7 right now.
And Jake's also one of those drivers that you race with kind of elbows out there in Apex Motor. At least I think that name is ringing a bell, and he's continuing to lead the GT4 class.
Yeah, no, Jake Steckler's part of the Colby tribe. He's part of the crew. Known him since he was a little kid. Awesome racer.
Gosh, that's got to be so cool to see. And I mean, just taking it back and up speed around that track. How many turns is that Apex Motor Club track over there in Arizona?
I believe phase 1 is 12, 13, depending on what they split. And phase 2 is, I believe, 12 or 13.
Okay, nice. Nice little, I don't know if they have any elevation up there in the old desert, but, I mean,
yeah, we got a
what's
little bit
the
of
track
elevation on phase 2.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, no, phase 2 definitely has a little bit of elevation. It's a little more wide open. Phase 1 has definitely got more turns. And then when they combine them together, it's just a great transition to back and forth between the two. Gives you about 4.5 miles.
Goodness, long track up there in the old Arizona.
Yeah, when they're combined together, they're pretty fun.
Well, as
wow. It looks like Joe. What happened there? Did Joe get?
So I was trying to get a little more info on it, man. Take a look. This is the left side tires that come up off the racetrack here for Lewis Holloway. Here's a little bit better look at it. And yeah, unfortunate Joe gets involved as these drivers trying to make side-by-side work.
Yeah, Joe's just having a bad night. That's twice, but it looks like they held it together, no? Yeah, no, Joe came out of that.
Matter of fact, yeah, good call there. It was a little bit to contact, and he'll get right back into the battle here for Brandon Birch for that battle for P6 in the GT4 class. Once again, hey, it's starting to heat up here. Amethyst Reese, she has the pace here tonight. Aston Martin number 37. Matter of fact, it is a blanket right now over first, second, third GT4 class. Coming up on just 5 minutes to go left in this race.
Yeah, Amethyst has narrowed that gap to 0.2, so she's definitely putting pressure on Jake Steckler.
All righty, as you see this teal Aston Martin GT4 get a little bit bigger in that rear view mirror here, Darren. Are you starting to change your lineup, or are you just trying to, I don't know, just focus on defense? What goes through the mind of a very, very fast racer?
Is what you're trying to do is once you get to the straightaways, you're trying to protect yourself. You know, obviously going into turn 1 because the speed's gained off of a draft. So, you know, when you're down, you know, somebody's on you 0.234 and you hit that straightaway, you know, you just pucker up and hopefully you can hold them off and they can't draft past you.
And I know you know how to make that team work, make the dream work down these straightaways. Man, I was waiting to see that happen here tonight out at Monza, but we'll have to wait till, I guess that'd be Monday night till next time you're out there on track.
Yep, GR86 on Monday, yep. That'll be
that
a great
Phillip
race.
Island, I think.
Wednesday with the Mazdas.
Skinny track?
Yeah, yes, that'll be great. It'll be fun and interesting all at the same time.
Oh man, I remember when Warren made it rain on y'all down there at Cadwell Park, and that's another skinny kind of MotoGP-esque track, and what a race that was. I don't think any rain's in the forecast here, but man, I think some defense is in the forecast for Jake Steckler. That gap is still 0.2 seconds back to Amethyst Reese.
Yeah, no, she's really putting the pressure on Jake, and Nico's not far off on Amethyst as well, and Stone's going to pick up the pace here right now. I can feel it coming.
Sector differential is showing Nico just a little slower, but I think you're right here. This is about the time that we see these Coltsters start to pick up the pace. There you see the sector differential 1 and 2 compared to Nico and Stone. As these drivers start to, oh, that scared me. I thought that was some side-by-side. That'll be Andreas Profana going down a lap here. Man, Jake Steckler, he is really showing some pace here, not really showing that Amethyst is bothering him all that much, as we should be coming about to 2-3 laps to go left in this race.
Yeah, and then we can't discount Brandon Birch. I think he podiumed last week, and he's running 6 right now, and he might pick up his pace here towards the end as well.
That was that overstock vehicles involved earlier on in the race, and I kept calling it Stone because, I mean, how many times have we seen Stone run this livery? This time tonight, it'll be Mr. Birch. And you're exactly right there, Darren. He did podium last week, and I think it's about, I can't wait to see this driver and his pace throughout the rest of the season. I think he'll definitely be up there in the points.
No, absolutely. He's definitely showing signs of improvement every week he races. He's really getting the hang of it.
No, we've been focused here on GT4 for a little bit, but here comes another really nice battle between a Ford Mustang and that's a Lamborghini there. Actually, excuse me, that is it is the Lamborghini of Dalton Hall. It's starting to get here to the nitty-gritty between these two drivers, and I know that's, only coming to 3 minutes to go left in the race with lap times at about 146s, 147s, should be 2 to go this time by as we make our way through the chicane. Oh boy, that got a little tight there between Josh and, matter of fact, Josh Hunter looks around the inside. What a pass!
That was a great pass.
Well, Darren, once again, I appreciate you joining us here. I know we're starting to tick down to the end of it, but I'm just pouring questions on you here tonight. I love to hear from you.
No, that's all right.
What do you?
Thiago, though, is starting to gap in here a little bit. He's starting to close the gap right here at the end on Steve here.
Thiago P. de Lima is, just a little bit there, P2, and then back to the GT4 here battle that hasn't left us just about since that drop of the second restart flag. Man, these drivers putting it to us here tonight. We haven't really seen any contact yet, but like you said, their Stone starting to put the pace up to these drivers as he gets a little closer to Nico, and Nico gets a little bit closer to Amethyst Reese. We started to look a little wide there out of turn 11. We'll single file it back down at the straightaway. Should be 2 laps to go here from Monza.
All right, here you go. You got a train of 4 here. So let's see if anybody can pull a draft into turn 1. Pass it to turn 1 off their draft.
Oh, we're starting to see it.
Looks
there.
Like somebody's going on. Yep, there goes Amethyst on the inside of Jake Steckler.
Oh, Amethyst going to be
Jake
wide. Here comes Nico. Oh, Nico, contact.
Oh, no, stay in it, Nico. Come on.
Oh, 3 wide. Stone makes a 2-for-1 pass over Nico and Amethyst. These drivers still beat and bang. Jake Steckler holding off the lead up in GT4.
Yeah, you can never count Stone out. When he knows there's blood in the water, he's coming.
This is getting good. Trees, get out of the way. We are starting. Oh, no! That's, I see a driver around. That's going to be Nico Colby. Oh, no, the heart of racing Aston Martin. Here comes Stone. Colby shot out of a cannon out of nowhere, coming to the final lap to go from Monza. Stone is on the back bumper of Jake for the race win in GT4.
This is going to be a tight one.
Coming through the quick kink here, turn 10 to make our way down, and turn 11 toward that white flag lap. Jake Steckler still leads Stone. Well, really quick, we'll take a look at what happened to Nico here as he ran side by side with Amethyst Reese into that hard left-hander. Here we go, Nico down and around the inside. What happens here? It's going to be contact. Unfortunately, he spins. It looks like Amethyst Reese will keep it going.
Yeah, look there. Stone's going to be on Jake, and he's figuring him out right now. He's going to make a move on him here in the next couple corners, I'd imagine.
It's all going to come down to this for the battle and the race win of GT4. Should be showing the white flag lap from Monza here at this moment. Jake Steckler's going to try and break that draft heading into turns 1 and 2 for the final time here tonight. Stone is lurking. He is like a shark that smells blood in the water. He's not going to make a dive ball move into our first chicane.
Stone already knows where he's going to try to make the pass, I assure you. He's got him in his sights, and he's going to go.
With all this battling here out up front, Steve 70 is going to take the win here tonight from Monza in the GT3 class. Immaculate run for that number 14. We're going to stick on board with this battle here on track. Stoney fakes it down the inside. He's got Jake looking all up in that rear view mirror. He's got only a couple more chances to make that pass work. He's on the right back bumper, door, quarter, runs are even heading into turns 7, 8, and 9.
Like I said, Stone knew where he was going to pass him, and he had it set up, and he got by.
Great call there, Darren. It's almost like you know Stone yourself. Stone out to the race lead in GT4. Looks like he will come away with this win, but I wouldn't call out Jake Steckler here just yet.
No, Jake's a great racer. He might have a situation here come up where he can get by Stone again. So
he might have his own trick up his sleeve. He's still right on that back bumper of our GT4 leader. Coming to turn 11 for the final time. Here we go, side by side. Stone, Colby, Jake Steckler going to look at it in turn 11. Who's it going to be? Who's deeper on the brakes? Stone looks down the inside. Jake's going to have the outside line. Going to try and carry some momentum here, boys. Stone back out to that race lead in GT4 as we come to the stripe. Looks like it could be Stone. Here's a final run for Jake Steckler. Coming to the line.
Put the push. I don't know. This is going to be a photo finish.
Oh, Jake Steckler, give it to him.
Let's go, Jake. Yeah.
I think here,
awesome.
I don't know, unless that timing and scoring line is a little early. I'm actually showing Stone Colby with the race win in GT4. The checkered flag line is a little earlier than the start line here at Monza. Stone Colby got to it just before Jake Steckler did here, according to live timing and scoring.
Yeah, I was thinking the finish line was up there a little further, but no, it looks like Stone got it.
As I try to take a replay of this finish here, I mean, we can catch our breath here as these drivers make their way to the start-finish line here. Yeah, this is coming up to turn the 9, 10, 11 for the final time. I mean, we'll just watch this all ensue, and then we'll take a very, very slow replay coming to the line. Here we go down that back stretch into turn 11. Look at that. I mean, Jake Steckler, he didn't opt for that the draft there. He opted for what will be the outside line, and here we go. He somehow made that stick way better than I thought he would.
Yeah, no, he really held it together. That was an awesome attempt on Jake. It's right here is where we're going to see what happens.
Oh, sorry for that here. Yeah, coming to the line, you'll see it painted across the track here. Should have that marshal up in the stand up on the right side of your screen as he waves the checkered flag. Here we go, coming across the line right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm sorry here, Darren. I'm going to back this puppy up. I see the checkered flag here. For some reason, I don't think that thing goes across the racetrack. There it is on the left side of your screen here at Monza. We're coming
I see
to
that.
it here. What an interesting finish line. That finish line just saves Stone Colby's rear.
Yeah, because right now as Jake starts coming past him, and I thought the finish line was right about
I mean, there's okay.
Is that
There's
the finish
another
line right there?
Yeah, that could be the finish line. That one comes all the way across the track.
So it was damn near a photo finish. Look at that. Yeah, they were
Good
within.
God,
what,
boys! I didn't expect Monza to deliver this well. I'm trying to take just the best look at we have here. These drivers come across the line.
Is this for the win?
And GT4 it is, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great job, guys. Stone and Jake. That was a great push at the end and a great damn near photo finish.
Good gracious.
Wow.
Man, I know I've said it here a couple times here, Darren. I'm with you there on that checkered flag. I thought it was just a little further up, and I mean, a game of inches it will be Stone Colby. We'll get some driver interviews here in just a moment's time. Congrats once again to Steve 70, Thiago P. De Lima, Benjamin Forehand, top 3 in GT3. Stone separated by 0.01 seconds between Jake Steckler and Amethyst Reese will take P3 over Nico Colby. Excuse me, Nico finishes, let's see, 6th in class. Ethan Holland 4th, Brandon Birch 5th. Alrighty, we got these drivers in here for our live driver interviews, and I mean, I think we have to start here in the GT4 class. Stone, you got yourself a copy.
They're not here yet.
Nope.
I'll get them in here.
Alrighty, I think we will start with possibly GT3 driver in here, Steve 70. Yeah, Steve's in here. Steve, you got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, I think other known as Franz. Well, you're going to take the checkered flag here
Yeah,
tonight.
previously, yeah.
Yeah. And congrats on it. You were driving like Franz Herman here tonight. Walk us through it, man. You had some really, really nice pace.
Yeah, I did a few laps with the boys before. Got a little warm up in and just sent it.
Well, Steve, who are we thinking here tonight with this really nice pace as well as that nice restart? Really, really cool racing between Thiago P. De Lima. Who makes it all happen for you, man?
I'll give a shout out to Panda Spec. Good few of us come from there and hang out and race together.
Goodness, you race together. I'm sure you practice just side by side and definitely showing that you have the pace here tonight. Congrats once again, Steve, on your overall race win from Monza.
Thank you.
That being said, we will cut down to Thiago P. De Lima, P2 and GT3. Then we got Benjamin Forehand. Thiago, you got yourself a copy.
Yep, I'm here.
Alrighty, well, that was really fun to watch you and Steve go at it there. He'll take away the win here, but that was really fun to watch you charge the way up through the field on that second restart. Thiago, how did that Ferrari GT3 feel here tonight?
Man, Ferrari felt good, but after the restart, I don't know what happened because I had 0 front end. So Stephen, opening a gap, I think 1 second, 1.5 seconds. Then my tire warmed up and I was pretty much with the same pace as him, but I couldn't catch up. But the race overall was amazing. I mean, really good racecraft, really good battles. Congratulations, Stephen. Amazing pace and racecraft. Congratulations on the win.
Congratulations to Steve once there again. Man, that Panda Spec Motorsport driver is on rails here tonight. Thiago, who would you like to thank before we move down to P3, Benjamin Forehand?
I would like to thank Warren as always and all the drivers involved to make this happen.
Thank you, Thiago. We know that goes a long way here behind the scenes. That Lima's Cloud looked fast here tonight. 86 will bring it home P2. That being said, Benjamin Forehand, you got yourself a copy in that heavy black and gold Ford Mustang.
Yes, sir. Hear you loud and clear.
Alrighty, Benjamin. Hey, appreciate you coming and joining us here for a quick word for driver interviews. What was it like behind driver of 35 tonight? I mean, good gosh, we saw quite a few saves there behind the wheel.
Yeah, the restart was tricky. I'm glad Tygo agreed that there was no front grip, so the restart was a little tricky. And then I was held up a little bit behind Dan. I knew he had to pit, so I was hoping he would just let me by, but he didn't. And then we went 3 wide into turn 1 on the second lap from the restart. So it was a little spicy. But yeah, the first before the restart, the car was good, and then yeah, after, it just felt like I had no front end. So I had to kind of limp it home. I couldn't catch Tygo or Steven up there.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the new tire model that with this new iRacing season that they released.
Yeah, it's a good question. I was struggling with the tires yesterday. I did a race with another group, and I had to change some wheelbase settings, and now it feels a lot better. But yeah, maybe the restart coldness got me yesterday because we did a similar thing where we had a competition yellow. So something to adapt to, I guess, with the new tires and doing the competition yellows.
Gosh, I ran a couple GT3 official races earlier this week, Benjamin, and I mean, the whole car feels completely different. I was running the Porsche, and I don't know if it was just the tire temps of Daytona at night or what, but I mean, it felt completely different. For you GT3 drivers to come out here tonight and show this racecraft, show this speed, it's pretty special to watch and be able to commentate on. Benjamin, who would you like to thank? Who makes this all happen to you, not only tonight but throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Warren and you, as well as all the guys driving clean today. That was real nice. So yeah, thanks for this.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin, for taking your time for a quick driver interview. Congrats on that P3 finish.
Thank you.
Alrighty, man of the hour, if he's down here in chat. Stone, you got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Alrighty, man. We're sitting up here rewriting the iRacing history books. That is another photo finish. Man, Stone, hey, walk us through coming through turn 11. We had Jake Steckler there out and around the outside. And did you know where that checkered flag line was? Darren and I were calling it like it was a few hundred meters up ahead.
Yeah, no, I knew exactly where it was. I was just trying to make sure we didn't wreck this time. But no, it was good. Steck drove really well. I mean, everybody drove really well. I was just able to catch up towards the end there because Amethyst and Steck and Nico were battling pretty hard. So kind of just took advantage, and then unfortunately Amethyst and Nico, got into it and spun out. But then I went on the mic with Steck and I told him, I was like, get ready, I'm going for it. So the draft is super strong, but all in all, it was a good race and it was fun.
Well, Darren, I'm going to cut down to you here and leave you with Stone here because, I mean, you called this. You said Stone's just waiting for his shots here, and sure enough, right about as you said that, Stone, he made his move.
Yeah, no, Stone always, Stone, I was watching you in the back and I was watching you let those guys fight it out, and you were picking your lines as usual, like you've done since you were a kid. And yeah, you were hovering back there, and I said to Sean, I said, he smells blood in the water. And then once Nico and Amethyst got together and then you pulled in there, I said, you were down to, I believe, the last lap. And I told Sean, I said, he's already knows where he's going to pass Steck. I said, he's already got it figured out. And there you went. But I also knew once you got by Steck that Steck was then figuring out where he was going to pass you, because he's as well a great racer and he thinks about what he's doing. And, yeah, I knew he was going to put the hard push on you there at the end, and you guys came through clean. But, yeah, I pretty much had it pegged that you were going to do exactly what you did. But I should know that, right?
Knowing me too well. No, I knew actually what we're watching right now. I knew I was faster right there through Steck because I was able to get on the throttle, full throttle quicker. And I knew because I didn't want to pass him too earlier in the lap, which I don't really think I had the chance to just because the draft is so strong. And so I did have that picked out a little bit, but I knew he was going to be right there going towards the end of it, but it worked out. But it was definitely, I don't know how close we were going across the line, but it was damn close.
0.01.
Yeah. And when I saw you check up in the draft, and I said, yeah, he's got it figured out in the next 2 or 3 turns, and sure enough, you did. So.
Yep, nope, good race. I can't believe we got you in the broadcast booth. This is dope.
Yeah, no, I just kind of jumped in. Hopefully Sean was going to let me in so I could have some fun talking about everybody,
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it was a good race all in all, and I'm stoked that I was able to battle with Steck towards the end there because he was leading most of the race, and he was driving pretty damn solid the whole race. Very little mistakes.
All right, well, let's thank who you're going to thank, and let's hear Jake's point of view on this little debacle.
Overstock vehicles and vehicle buyers, as always. Warren for putting on a cool league, and It's definitely, I would say, a little bit more serious this time around, but it makes it more fun, and especially with damage on, you definitely have to be careful, you know, tapping each other and stuff like that. You definitely have to bring racecraft into play, but I enjoy it, and obviously you, Sean, for putting on the broadcast, and I watch it after every single time, so it's cool to go back and watch, and everybody, my friends and family, and everybody watching.
I appreciate you, Stone. That means the world to me there, man.
Absolutely. Oh, and my dad in the broadcast booth too.
Yeah, I can't.
All right,
forget
well, let's
that.
get some rest tonight and get into work tomorrow and put up some numbers. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Jake
You got to
Steckler.
wait for this racing career.
Yeah.
All right, Jake Steckler, let's hear your point of view on this whole thing. Take it away, Sean.
Alrighty, I'm gonna try and get a bit better view of this finish here as we take a look behind the scenes. But I mean, taking a chat here with Jake, if you got a copy, what a finish here, man.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. Felt like I actually brought some pace tonight, so that was gave me a good confidence boost, and battling with Nico and Amethyst and Stone, and yeah, it was a really fun race. Good battles, clean racing.
Man, Jake, you did more than bring the pace here tonight. That number 42 crossed the line, showing points. Let's go deeper here. Let's see. 0.01 second difference at this line. I mean, goodness gracious. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for you if you continue to bring pace like this, man. Was it just pushing the car for all it's had? Was it the practice time? How did you find this extra pace?
I mean, I'll give the car some props, of course. It was my first time driving the McLaren GT4 actually, but I did a little bit of practice when I got home tonight and sent it, and I ended up really enjoying the car, and setup felt all right. It was a little pushy, but definitely manageable. Can't believe Stone got me by 0.01. That's pretty crazy.
Man, Darren and I were
Yeah,
calling
Jake,
it
do you think?
like you had it.
Yeah, Jake, do you think that it was the track temp? Because there was multiple people talking about the cars being a little pushy up front. Do you think it was track temp, or what was going on there?
I think it could have been definitely a little bit of the track temperature. It didn't seem to get too terribly hot. I think Warren set up the conditions to be, as best as possible. I think maybe the fixed setup could use a little adjusting, but it's hard to do, when you're changing the tracks every week. So I feel like you just kind of got to work with what you got and make the best of it.
Yeah, with everybody, with you saying about the pushy front end, you sure held it in there and, raced it clean and didn't get off track with Stone when you guys were going back and forth. So, yeah, great job, Jake.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's going to leave us with the old, hey, how about it? Amethyst Reese, if you're still sticking around, you got a copy.
Hello.
Alrighty, welcome up here into the interview booth. Man, that got tight with you and Nico there coming to it's actually on the white flag lap. What was it? I mean, there was some hard racing there, and then looks like you got away with it a little bit more cleanly than Nico.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to be battling up there towards the end of the race. Going into the competition caution, I was a good 6 or 7 seconds back from third place. But I think I just, again, managed to get out of the pits faster than others. And I thought I was going to be challenging for first. Had good pace on Steckler a couple times. And then the one time I get a good run down the front straight, going into the chicane, I backed out a little bit. And the next thing I know, Nico's coming through, and then I think he was hoping that I'd be gone, but I had to get my elbows out, and then next thing I see is Stone coming around the outside, and I'm just thankful that for the most part the racing was still pretty clean. I know Nico didn't come away quite as cleanly as I did, but great racing, tons of fun.
No, regardless, you guys put on a show. It makes me so happy to be a part of this, be able to broadcast it and bring it to friends, family members from around the world. And I mean, it's just some great racing you guys do. Amethyst, who we shout out, who makes this all possible for you?
As always, thanks to you and Warren for putting this on, and thanks to all the folks tuning in to watch. And as ever, much love to my partner, Ember.
Shouting out to all makes it possible there. Appreciate you taking the time for us, Amethyst Reese. Real quick, before we get to Warren Johnson's interview, league owner himself, we got to give a little real quick checkup on the old live YouTube chat. And, of course, a big thank you for Darren Colby joining me up here in the broadcast booth here tonight. Warren, you got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I'm here, bud. How are you?
Man, I'm doing all right after a pretty good race like this here tonight. How was your race tonight in the number 24 Mercedes GT4?
It could have been better. I got taken out.
Boo.
I got taken out by I don't even remember. I think it was like Andres or something in like turn one. He had like a bad brake pedal like on his hardware or something, because I was racing with him a lot of the race, and he was like blowing every braking zone, and he was like complaining how the brakes felt, and then he said something felt loose in his brake pedal. So I don't blame him for that. That's fine. That shit happens. I'm not gonna. But and then the safety car. I think I got like some bad luck with the safety cars. I mean, I don't know what happened with that, but it don't matter to me. But because I pit before, and then I came in. Well, I did a lap after I pit, and then I caught the safety car right away. So then I was still on the lead lap, and then I don't know, but it doesn't matter. As long as everyone else had a good race. And so what was the results? So Stone won, and then Jake P2, because I didn't even see. I just saw it was a close-ass finish.
I was so excited on showing that finish and getting the right driver there for GT4. Race results, GT3 will finish out at Steve 70, taking away the win. Thiago P. De Lima almost got there, P2. Benjamin Foran, Daniel Higgins, Josh Hunter, Dalton Hall, John Ebersol, Cody Crabtree, Daniel Parmalee. And then starts the GT4 class. Stone Colby barely, 0.01 seconds there over Jake Steckler. Amethyst Reese, Ethan Holland, Brandon Birch, Nico Kolbster, Joe Rainey, Lewis Holloway, Ali Xay, Brian Cow, Warren Johnson, Adrian Gutierrez, Andreas Profana, Stephen Shakespeare.
Okay, cool. All right, so Stone got the win. Okay. I was confused on who got the win. Okay. Cool. So congrats to Stone and congrats to Steven on their wins. That's pretty cool. So yeah, inaugural win for the MultiClass season 2. It was a good race. It was fun. I love Monza. I set the track temp, or I couldn't set the track temp, but I set the weather conditions as best as I could. So if it got hot, that's just how it is, and it can't really. It's either that or I make it overcast and then everything looks like crap. So it's like. I did mostly cloudy, I think. So it looked good to me. But yeah, good race, good broadcasting. I guess Darren was up there in the booth with you. That's cool.
Man, I'm still here,
great
Warren.
Here
so is what I'd love to see you do, Warren. Though, is change to a Coke wrap, because that Sprite wrap is causing you a little bit of slippery action out there.
Dude, yeah, I go to Coke. Oh no. maybe I'll go to Coca-Cola. No, I can't. I gotta stick with Sprite. Or
yeah, stick with Sprite. We'll go with like Diet Sprite. Maybe that'll help.
Sprite. Yeah, Sprite Zero or something. Sprite Remix. One of those. For sure, yeah.
Well, great job, guys. And I really appreciate you having me in, Sean. If you ever need me in there and I'm not racing, I'm more than happy to join. And yeah, you guys do an awesome job. Put on a great event and, presentation. It's awesome. So everybody have a good night, and I'll catch you Monday.
Hey, right back at you, Darren. Appreciate that. And thank you all for joining us here on Sam Studio Network tonight. The racers, the fans, friendly members, everybody here. It makes it all possible. Have a great rest of your night. Drive home safe. I'll catch you, Saturday night. Actually,
hey, Sean,
no.
you can jump in the private jet, and I'll just drop you off after the race. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, no TSA through private jet needed there. That sounds good to me, Darren.
No, we're good. So just meet me at the private terminal. We're off and running.
All right. That sounds good to me, man. Appreciate that. And every single one of you joining in here tonight. Have a great rest of your night. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.